Oh, that's right. It's supposed to be dark, right?
Well, just sort of.
No, I'll turn my lights off. That's all. Yeah.
That's
now,
better. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey,
There we go.
everybody. We're live on YouTube. Welcome, everybody, to the Pyramid Science Foundation's weekly live stream. And the first Wednesday of every month, we have the wonderful Tomaz Mueller with us doing a meditation. And today, Tomaz is going to do a Trataka meditation, which is a candle gazing. It's called concentrated gazing, and it is commonly referred to as candle gazing. This meditation technique was first used to cleanse the mind of distractions and promote focused concentration, as well as strengthening the muscles of the eyes. I definitely need that. My eyes are getting weaker and weaker by the day. So everybody, if you're going to participate, click on the Zoom link that's actually in the YouTube, at the top of our YouTube page there. And get a candle ready, and you're going to want to get a draft-free, darkened space.
Wonderful.
So we'll give you a little time to prepare. And Tomaz, if you want to talk a little bit about what's been going on in your world for the past month, you've been really busy.
Yes. First of all, thank you again, Lisa and Lisa and Charlie, for having me on again. It's always wonderful to be here, and I'm so surprised how quick the month just flies by. Here we are again. Like Charlie said, it feels like yesterday only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's been, what has been going on? Oh, we had our new moon solstice cacao celebration with Joanne and JC. And is it Claire? Claire, have you been there with us? Sherry, have you been there with us? Good. No, it was really wonderful and a very, very powerful event. And we also have a group, a Telegram group, and people were sharing afterwards the changes they experienced. And it was basically really to acknowledge the fact that we allow the new definition of our lives to come in, the new world. I don't like to use the word new world, but basically stepping into what we choose to create. That was the theme of the cacao ceremony. And I find with sacred cacao, for those who have never experienced it, it's very much about getting, of course, in contact with the heart center, getting in touch with the divine feminine, with the heart. And as we know, the heart is the gateway to our higher self. I don't necessarily advocate the understanding that we go through our higher self through the crown, but rather than staying in our heart space and going in to actually go up rather than going up to go out, if that makes any sense. So the cacao, drinking the cacao, which is basically the raw cacao without any additives, and preparing it in a particular way using intentions, can really, really bring very, very profound effects, from actually feeling expansion of the heart to really also potentially bringing up some aspects that we may not have healed, that we may not have looked at, or that we chose not to look at. And it's what I call Mama Cacao that is there to help us guide through this process. It's a very nurturing, very fulfilling, and almost a joyous kind of celebratory process. So we also use the singing bowls. Joanne's did some light code activation, and JC channeled the image that came through in a piece of artwork, which was really just beautiful and amazing piece of art of the energy that was present at the time. And poor JC, she was committed to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning because it was 6 o'clock in the UK, which was fine for everybody in the US, but JC had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So no, that was really wonderful. And also, I just said to Lisa before we came on that we finally have got our 111 retreat recordings up. So anybody who couldn't attend the in-person residential retreat in August, the recordings will be available, will be made available, and maybe I can share the link with Lisa after that.
Yes, please do. That's amazing. You've been so busy. I'm so glad to see everything going so smooth for you all. It's just in the world right now, you know, like we were talking right before the show, people are so receptive to these things now. They are realizing how powerful and important meditation is to connect to their real truth. You know, that's how we're really going to get to the truth of the world, is by going inside. That's where the world really is, you know.
Yes.
And I was sad. Oh, go ahead.
All the confusion and conflicting messages that we get on the outside. I guess the only thing that is stable and steady is just sitting in our own truth and basically figuring out for ourselves what works for us. And then, of course, it's not an easy path, an easy journey, because many of us may feel like, oh, I want to change now, I want to be enlightened tomorrow, I don't want to work. But sadly, this is not going to happen. We still have to go through the process and have to do actually the work. So, and a lot of people shy away, and I don't know how you find it. Yes, of course, more and more people start to wake up, but I strongly feel committed to support people on their deeper journey, to really go into the deeper aspects of their spiritual path. And that's what I really feel called to do. And it can be quite painful. It can be quite rough at times, but that's where a community like this comes in. That's where Pyramid Science Foundation and its network really comes in, to bring everybody together so we can hold each other's hand.
Yeah, that's so true. We need each other's support. We need each other's guidance, you know, along this journey, you know, comparing notes and just being there for each other, because it is hard. It is stressful at times. The whole world is suffering right now, you know, so it's hard to break away, even just to find time to meditate anymore. But we are so blessed to have you here with us every month and guide our people, you know, on that path with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
So go ahead, Tomaz, if you want to tell everybody a little bit about what we're doing today.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take you through a process which is called Trataka meditation. Trataka in Sanskrit literally translated means focused gazing. So you can use any object that you gaze with focused intention. But I particularly like to use the candle, because candle signifying, of course, the element of fire, which is linked in Ayurveda to the Agni, the principle of metabolism, digestion. And also by using the candle, gazing into the candle, I will talk about it in a minute, about the more technical aspects. It is also known to actually activate the third eye, to stimulate the pineal gland. It is very good to improve or support healthy eyesight, especially nowadays. Most of us spend a lot of time on computers. So that means excessive eye strain, dryness of the eyes. What you might find when you do the meditation, you might find that your eyes may start watering, or maybe a slight burning sensation. It's all part of the process, all part of the cleansing that is going to happen. But before we go into the candle gazing itself, we are going to support the process with the mudra, the finger position. It's a very simple one. So we basically connect the pinky, the ring finger with the thumb, and the index and middle finger straight up. And this particular mudra, you may find it if you do little bit of research, is a mudra that helps increasing pranavata, which is linked to anything to do with the central nervous system. But I find it specifically beneficial to add to the Trataka meditation because it helps activate the third eye. So again, it's a very good mudra that can be used in any meditation practice to enhance inner vision. So that's the mudra that we are going to do. And breath work. So any meditation practice is good to start. Actually, I was having a discussion the other day with somebody, I can't remember. We were talking about the right order, or what should be an ideal order to do a proper yoga routine in the morning. And I shared from my understanding and from my own personal experience, it's always best if you do any yoga asana or any physical movements before, then you settle into a breathing practice, and then you go into a meditation practice. Simply because the meditation is there to calm down the mind, to bring our focus and our attention inwards. So you can imagine when we actually go through a meditation practice where we do heavy, let's say, more vigorous yoga movements after the meditation, it actually defeats the purpose. So of course, there's no right and wrong, whatever feels right for you, but I always share it's good to go into asanas, pranayama, like meditation, breathing practice, and then go into a meditation. Okay, so let's start with the alternate nostril breathing, because it's a very good way to really calm down our mind. So we place the index and middle finger in between our eyebrows. We close one nostril with one thumb. So let's do it. I'll just share with you. I'm using my right thumb to close my right nostril. I breathe out through the left nostril. And then breathe in again through the left. Nice and slow. I close the left, open the right, and breathe out. Breathe in through the right. Close the right, open the left, and breathe out. Again, breathe in through the right. Close the right, open the left nostril, and slowly breathe out. So just find your own rhythm for a few more rounds. Ideally, breathe in as slow as possible. Almost you don't hear any noise, any sounds as you breathe in. Of course, this requires that we don't have a blocked nose or any kind of sinus congestion. If that's the case, it's always very difficult. So for anybody who watches the video afterwards, or who has got some breathing problems at the moment, if that's the case, you just breathe in slowly with your mouth closed, and then breathe out even slower through your mouth if you have problems. Otherwise, we do the alternate nostril breathing. This will help settle our mind, just calm down our mind from a busy day or busy activity. Nice and slow. By focusing on the breath, we give our mind something to do other than chasing our thoughts that race around in our head at speed. So just keep going. I'm just bringing in some background music. Keep practicing the alternate nostril breathing. just for a little bit longer. Nice and slow and controlled. Just a few more rounds. And then relax. Just come back to your normal breath. If you haven't done yet, just place the candle in front of you. It's a bit tricky with the computer because we all sit in front of a computer, but just make sure it is in front of you so you can, ideally on eye level, if that's possible, keep the gaze on the candle. Now, what we're going to do is, like I said, it is focused gazing into the flame. We just keep our gaze above the wick in this blue part of the flame, just a little bit above the wick. And what I'm asking you to do is to almost look through the flame. It will also help to train your clairvoyancy. People have reported through regular practice of the Trataka meditation, they are able, slowly, they are training themselves being able to see the auric field. So just keep your gaze above the wick in the blue flame, and almost as if you're looking through the flame. And the key is to gaze into the flame for as long as possible without blinking. Now this requires a bit of practice. It's like going to the gym and training certain muscle groups. It requires a bit of practice. You stir in the flame without blinking. And when you can't hold it any longer, when you start blinking, close your eyes. And what will happen is you will see the flame in your mind's eye. Hold the flame in the area in between your eyebrows for as long as possible. And when the flame disappears, just open your eyes again and repeat the process. So again, just almost as if you look through the flame, just above the wick, in the bluish kind of color of the flame. Hold your eyes, your gaze, for as long as possible. I am going to switch off my camera simply because it enhances the quality of the sound in the background. I'm not gonna disappear, I will be here. So just keep your gaze in the flame. You may find it more challenging at the beginning, but just keep going. If your eyes burn, a little bit of burning sensation, that's usually a sign that they are dry. When you close your eyes, they may water a little bit. That's all fine. It's very cleansing for the eyes. I'm going to be quiet now, and we will go ahead with the practice until I take you out again. I'm asking you to close your eyes. Keep them closed. Just shift your awareness naturally back again to your breath, back again to your physical body. Just see what you observe in your physical body. If anything has shifted or changed. And then take a few deep breaths in and breathe out. Breathe in and out. And then rub the palms of your hands together vigorously. Generate some heat and place the palms of your hands just above your eyeballs. Keep your eyes closed. Feel the warmth emanating from the palms of your hands. Gently tap or massage your face, your head, your neck as you slowly open your eyes again. I enjoy that. I always like the candle gazing meditation. How did you find it? Yes.
Did you ask me, Tomaz? Oh, anyway, go ahead.
Anybody?
Yeah, I loved it myself. I didn't have trouble with the gazing. What I had trouble with was these three fingers being held together. They got sore.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but it's lovely.
It's a very good
Yes.
practice that you can also do before you go to bed. It really helps calming down the mind. If you want to get a good quality sleep, maybe do 10 minutes of candle gazing before you go to bed. That's very, very good as well.
Thank you, Tomaz.
Thank you, Sherry. Charlie, how was it for you?
Well, Sherry hit what I was going to say. I was so peaceful and I was dozing off.
Good, good, good. Okay. Anybody else would like to just share something?
It was
Anything?
very beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you, Donna.
Yes,
Lisa, how was it for you? Do you find it's getting a bit easier with any meditation practice or?
Yes, for sure. I like the candle gazing. I always love fires and sitting around the fires and gazing into the fire, so I feel a real connection with the fire energy. I feel, I don't know, I feel it's really powerful on releasing things.
Yes, it's slightly more active meditation than just sitting, than sitting there with your closed eyes. So, and you will find after a while, you can really keep your eyes open without blinking for quite a while. And that's can be quite a magical experience. It just completely transports you to somewhere else. And as Charlie said, it really, really relaxes you quite quickly.
Yeah, when I closed my eyes and I could still see the flame was yellow and then red at the bottom when I would close my eyes, but it was blue when I was looking at it. I thought that was interesting.
Because we all have got the computer in the background, I had initially the computer screen behind the candle. So when you do it, of course, you would just have the candle and that really can deepen the practice even a little bit more.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can we only use candle? Can we use, now they have this very small chips thing. It is very bright. You put it and UBS, anyway, it's artificial light. Maybe it's not as good. Or,
I would, to be quite honest, I would just suggest to go back to the candle. Just
Okay.
stick to the candle, because there's something, like Lisa said, something magical about the fire and the flame.
Okay.
And so when we use anything to do with artificial, let's say artificial intelligence, we are prone to, we don't know what else comes through. This is, let's leave it there. So it's I find it always, it's better to just use the flame, the natural flame. And if you make sure that your room, there's no draft in the room, the flame can be quite still. So yeah, I hope this answers your question. Okay.
Tomaz,
Yes.
do you hold the fingers the whole time that
What
you're
happens?
doing it?
What happens with me is, as I go into a more relaxed space, naturally my hands start to relax and I lose the mudra. So if that happens, no problem at all.
Okay.
Go with it.
That's good to know. I was wondering that as well, because that's what
Yeah.
happened to me.
It's just initially, it's like the switch that will help us getting into the right space, into the right frame of mind. And as you
Thank
go,
you.
as you relax, naturally my fingers relax. And then I don't even remember that I have got fingers or hands.
Mhm.
Just all very expansive. Don't try to force if you find it physically difficult to hold the mudra. So it's just another way of, it's another layer. And for those who have been following our journey every month, and also maybe some of you are there during my Monday regular meditation class, I like to give various options of various meditation practices so that you find what actually works for you. And personally, I have my own practice that I have been doing for a very, very long time, but I sometimes add some other elements into it if I feel like. So it's just giving you different exposure to what you can do to find some space to center yourself. The most important thing here is to actually carve out a regular time in your day to sit down and do some spiritual self-care practice, your spiritual hygiene regime. It's as important, if not more important, than also brushing your teeth and having some food and getting decent quality of sleep. Because some of the meditations that when you do, the research has shown that the rest that you get, for example, during certain mantra meditations, is 2 to 3 times deeper than the rest in the deepest sleep state. So this shows how, because when we sleep nowadays, most of the time our mind is so active, we don't actually, I find it, I do struggle quite a lot with having a decent quality of sleep, or sleep that actually takes me through the night, especially when we move towards full moon.
Oh, yes.
Which is coming up again. But the good news is, I said to my group yesterday, we should congratulate ourselves. We managed to get through Mercury retrograde.
I was
Yay!
just saying that yesterday.
That
Yay!
was quite something this time, this
Yeah.
month. I don't know.
A lot of
but
people
I
had a rough
found
time.
very rough to, it felt so sticky. Nothing was moving, people not responding. I really had to sit in my impatience and learn to be patient and trust. So here we go. We are fine for another, I think, 6 weeks, and then we have the same
Mhm.
journey again. But anyway, enough of me talking. So thank you very much for having me on. And if you choose to join, if you feel called to join our monthly cacao circle, I will send the links to Lisa. That would be wonderful. Also, we have the retreat recordings available for people, the in-person retreat that we did with JC, Joanne, and myself. We have about 11 hours of wonderful recordings of how to tap into the dragon energy, how to work with grounding yourself, and also preparing the space, protecting. I will go into, there's a sound bath in it, light code activation. So it's really packed with information. JC is teaching us how to do dowsing, how to talk to the trees. So anyway, enough talking. Thank you so much, Lisa and Charlie.
Thank you, Tomaz. There's just a couple comments on YouTube real quick. JC actually said, I love the meditation. Thank you. And Vanessa commented and said, I felt the sensation in my third eye. And this was her first time trying a meditation with you. So
wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
mhm.
And
thank you.
Tomaz, oh,
Yes.
excuse me, Lisa.
Go
I just want to tell Tomaz that I joined the monthly cacao ceremony. And
Wonderful.
it was the cacao ceremony was beyond belief. I felt reborn afterwards. So
Oh, good. I'm excited to try it. I missed it. I was cleaning my chimney. I was up on my roof and my dog decided it would be a good time to run off into the woods. So I was covered with soot, and then I was covered with prickers and briars from walking through the woods. I was just not feeling up to it by the time I got home. But I really needed it at that point.
You have access to the recordings, Lisa. So
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I will be joining the monthly ones as well. I have a huge bag of cacao chips that I ordered for this. So
wonderful. Wonderful.
yeah, me too. Thank you, Tomaz.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next month. Lots of love to everyone.
Oh, Before you
Lisa?
leave, I
Yeah.
just want to make a couple announcements, Lisa. I will be in Lakewood, New Jersey on the Truth Tour this coming Sunday. That starts at 10 a.m. So any of you in the New Jersey area, would love to have you come join us. And as well, I'll be posting either later today or tomorrow, depending on time, our interview with Al Pisoni up on the Pyramid Science Foundation website. You can also see that on YouTube as well, on her YouTube page. So
Yeah, and
anyway.
we're also working on getting some of our other social media accounts active, like Rumble.
Yep.
Charlie's
Yep.
been posting some things on that. So we may transition more to Rumble in the future.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we have, I've been posting quite a few videos on my TikTok account and sharing them with Charlie's. I created a TikTok account for Truth Social, or Truth Social. The Truth Tour. So
Truth Tour.
Truth Tour official would be that. And there's tons of different videos from speakers, little clips from speakers that have been on the Truth Tour from day one. And Charlie and I are included in that as well. So, and I'm going to be
That's
posting more and
great.
more, but yeah, it's great to see how receptive people are to it, because I knew going, you hear that TikTok is owned by the CCP, but who's Facebook owned by? Who's YouTube owned by? There's a negative aspect to everything, but it's your intention behind it, what you're using it for, that's the purpose. And when I first posted the 6 videos for Truth Tour, I woke up the next morning and it had just exploded. One video has over 270,000 views. We have, I think, about 51,000 likes on our page so far. So it's just really hitting a whole nother generation, really, the younger generation, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. So it's exciting. You can see the awakening happening and people really getting connected to this stuff.
Great. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So thank you again, everybody. Lots of love to you all, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Lisa, I mean your physical addresses, you and Charlie, your physical addresses, because